Hi, welcome to Ocean Yummy. So, today, as you can see, I've actually got a topic, and I think quite a few people will have opinions on it. I'm not saying this is the right way of thinking. I might even be on here for long. It's holidays. I've got my young one. So, yeah. What I'm basically saying, what I'm gonna say, the title is called "When You Love a Man More Than You Love Yourself." Now, we've seen this in, pardon me, certain people. I know you lot hate my Jazzy life, but she's a good example. She's a good example. Um, my thing is, right. My thing is with this. Yeah, when you hi planet, how you doing? Um, when you love yourself more than love a man more than you love yourself. When you let a man know that you love them more than you love yourself. My grandmother used to tell me back in the day that you never, what's it, let a man know how much you love him more than you love yourself. Because if he knows, then he will. Same for the fellas. I don't know. But anyway, from a woman's point of view, now the men are very complex creatures by nature because they are the hunter gatherer. Supposedly, they are the ones who seek you out, and sometimes you have to give them a bit of a chase, right? So So my thing is, when you love a man more than you love yourself, and you would do anything for a man. Yes, there is naive women who would say yes to every win. Yes, there is those ones, but there are the ones who might give him the chase. I'm not saying be argumentative, no, but sometimes, right, the clashing comes up because it happens. That's how relationship works. But when you love someone more than you love yourself, when you put that one in the highest esteem, like before everything else. Now, mind you, Foot and Neck had some good points, on her channel today. It's quite interesting because she used the word God. Hi, Morbe. She used the word God. Now, everybody come from different denominations, have different thinking and different things, and all that. I mean, some people will say that you never worship man. Hi, Shadow. You never worship a man, a human, which is true. You never put a man before whoever. And some women tend to do this. Now, I'm not saying be hard or whatever. Yes, you can be a little bit of an ice queen, but you have to give him a little bit of a chase. Some men like it when you're just a hard, stubborn headed woman because they have to try and get to that woman. Like when she's built up that wall, when she's built up that wall, they have to get through that wall. Um, they have to learn to show her, like if she's been done wrong in the past. And I'm not talking like in shows and stuff like that. Like we have seen this in shows, example of this in shows, but in real life, a man will show you, no, this is not how it goes. This is not how it goes. Like, you know what I mean? If they see that that woman is a certain way and she's been hurt so badly, and yes, a woman can heal a man. Yes, she can do that. But a man also can heal the woman. But if you putting him in front of yourself, putting him the first high window, putting him in the first foremost place before your children, your family, everybody else. Because when that man goes, it's you, your family, and your kin. But some women have it all wrong. Sometimes it's down to environment. I mean, the first thing they teach you when you start studying certain things, they talk about, so is it sociology? I'm not sure. They tell you about the environment. It's the environment that molds a person. Now, even though I know you lot hate my Jersey life when I start talking about her, but she is the product of her environment because she's mimicking, she's still doing the same cycle her mother has done. And some women do not break out a cycle. Some women have to bring up themselves. Some women are not taught to be um clean females. It's the men sometimes who teach them and show them to clean, show them to cook. And some women will tell you that. Someone will say, yeah, well, it's this. Some men, some women are brought up by good mothers and they will say, look, come into the kitchen and this. And then they will tell them, well, this is how, like, when you get your man, this is how it's going to be. And like, you must have the man, like, you mustn't make the man think a certain way of you. You have to show the man, like, this is who you are, and all sorts. Now, I'm not saying I'm an expert. You can tell me I'm wrong. Men, you can tell me I'm wrong because there's loads of men in this chat today. There's loads of men. Tell me if I'm wrong, right? Do you think a woman should put you in front of, I don't know, the universe, God, whatever, the children, her family? Do you think it's right that a woman should do that? Please answer, guys, answer, because there's loads of men. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 men in the chat, one woman. All right. So can you tell me if this is so? Now, I might open up the chat, the discussion, and let you come on here and let a woman come on here. I might not join in the discussion and let you talk about it because I have my personal opinions on it, and you might have your personal opinions on it, and you all might think the same thing. So I know for one, right, I always put my children first and whatever I'm dealing with as well. But like, you always put yourself, because you yourself have to deal with yourself. And I know this discussion has been had before. You have to deal with yourself and you have to be able to strengthen yourself. So when you meet a man, even if like you have little flaws, right? So like I said, I always talk about the ironing out, polishing the rough diamond. There's loads of rough diamond out there that needs polishing. Sometimes, right, is what they've been through. To a degree, the man goes before the family, but at the same time, he has to earn it, just like the woman has to earn it. Yeah, yes, I agree with that. I agree. I mean, I mean, I mean, the only thing I will say, right, I will feed my children before I feed my man. That's how I look at it. Like, if my children need something, I will put my children first and foremost. They're the first thing, because when you walk away, it's me and my children. And it's really important that how sometimes, right, especially when you got female children, that you show them that they're still important because they remember all this. And I'm not been through it like that, but I've been through it in another way. I think patriarchy has something to do with it. Like you were saying, how they were raised, and some women call it being submissive and almost make a man the overseer, and all they want to do is please. Yeah, yes, the submissive woman. Some men don't like submissive women. They don't like it when she's quiet, when she's yes, okay, whatever you like the one in Come to Me. Oh, whatever you into, I'm into. Oh, whatever, I'm into that. Something like it when you actually have a brain in your head where you can have conversation with them. They don't like when you agree with everything. Sometimes you have to say, oh no, I don't agree with that. Oh, I don't agree with that. Because when you're two agreeants, that just shows you how easily led you are. And there is people that is easily led. Now, well, I also think that because I'm speaking from a woman's point of view. I don't know. I'm not speaking for all women. I'm speaking for myself, and I'm gonna put the StreamYard out. I mean, being that there's loads of men, I ain't seen the women come forward yet. And I feel that the woman is the one, though she's the nurturer, she has to be the warrior with the man. Like, there's a balance in everything, I feel. The yin and yang, the male and female. Because without him, no, without her, there's no him. Without him, there's no her. Because it's like a chain reaction. Like, people always say that how some couples take on the same characteristics as their man that they're with. Like, they know exactly what the man's thinking before the man even opened his mouth. And that's not because like she's put him in front. It's because they're around each other so much. They come to know each other so much. She become him and he become her. They feed the husband first at the dinner table. They ask his permission. They learn this from the church and from the old-fashioned parents. Yeah, that's true. I think I've seen that. Men don't like women that can't think for themselves but can give sound advice and lead them into positive way and not just anyway. Yeah, exactly. And it's so interesting you say that because ideally like I used to have a lot of male friends, and my friend, they used to tell me, hi, Salama, and they used to tell me about what happened to certain men, where a woman's come around them, stolen something from them. Oh, I don't like her because of this. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm back. I'm back. So basically, we're talking like the title. Oh, I just forgot the title now already. Um, should I can't remember the title. Oh my days. Yeah. Anyways, like you see the title. A lot of black men have submissive women. They reject alpha women and choose to date outside their race. They call these men travel brothers. Oh, the travel pros. Yeah, I heard of them. I heard of them. I think I know a few people who's actually travel pros because they think that when they go to other countries, because some women are like, I can't give you an example right now, presently, because there is an example. I remember one, but it's like they always think they always say, "Oh yeah, right, you're too Western. You're not submissive enough because why you're not this way, this way, this way." And they say, "Oh yeah, but in Congo or in there or over there, they're like this, like this, like this." Like 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 I used to think like Nigerian women and Somalian women was submissive, and I came across them, and they're not that. They're not that. Nigerian women, some of them, yes, they do give their all to their husbands. Yes, they do. They will feed their husband. They make them big dinner. Right, he will be the head of the table. They will feed him. Um, but I've seen the ones where the man is cooking as well as she is cooking as well. And when she's doing her business, he's there or he's around, but he allows her to be herself or whatever. So some men like don't use very, or they just have an idea, so romanticizing idea of the women from the other countries. Because some Somalian women were saying to me that how some the Somalian guys are going on just like the West Indian guys now. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of shocked because there used to be a certain way, the men. So though they say that how yes she's submissive, even in Muslim culture, where yes in some cases they follow traditions, but this is normally traditions for their country where they walk 10 paces behind the man. Um, whatever he wants, they have to do, etc., etc. But it's not always like that. Sometimes it's very equal. Some of them accept polygamous situations, but she'll live in one house and the other one will live in the other house, and so forth. Hi, Kemet. Um, so to me, I feel like yeah, some men don't like submissive women, but some women, but they like it when a woman's got a voice, because if she sees something wrong, she's able to say, "Oh, I don't like that. Don't sound right." Or like he'll come to her and ask her for advice. It all depends on what it is. It don't necessarily mean that it's whatever. Or they could be round somebody, she ain't feeling him, that friend, you know. But she would allow the man to be, but he also would allow her to go to do whatever, allow her to go out. I mean, I wouldn't say whatever, but allow her to be herself, because that's the person who he met. Like he kind of polishes the diamond just a little more, make the diamond shine brighter. Um, yeah. So I don't know. And like, what else do you think of the subject, regarding the subject that I put in the title? What do you think of that as well? Sorry, I'm left window highlighted. If you have read the title, as soon as my door knocked the door, I just forgot what I put on the title. Um, what do you think of that? Do you think that a woman should put you before herself, or not love herself, or not love who she is? I'm not talking about the outwardly appearance, because a woman like me, I think it's the same when you're looking for a man as well. Outward appearance is very deceiving. Sometimes when you get closer to the person, right, is something else like they're totally something deeper, or they have a different understanding as well. So, let me see if I can put out oh, let me put it out so people can come up and have a discussion, because I'm not gonna sit here hearing my own voice. I like to hear other people's voices as well, because in case I have to go to my daughter or whatever. All right, the modern woman is at war with the traditional men wanting their women to behave a certain way. The submissive woman putting her man first is more appealing to some men rather than a modern woman. Hmm. Well, some modern women are old fashioned. You'll be surprised. Some modern women are old fashioned. Um, they would want, well, like you said, they would want the man to play his role too as well. The breadwinner. Hi, Miss Wise. They want the man to play his role. They want the man to have a say in certain stuff, but still be themselves. Um, there's a few married women that's on the YouTube, and they talk about their experiences as being married, where they say that how okay, he's got his thing, but I've got my thing over here doing, and and like you'll hear participation from the partner in the background. Um, there's quite a few of them. That's quite a few channels who are in relationships, and it looks like it's balanced. the woman is not quiet in the background, and he's not quiet neither. He speaks and she speaks, and so anybody want to come up and also talk about the subject? I keep leaving the highlight on Wendell's thing on Wendell's comment, but I want to hear everybody. I always talking all the time. I've taken time out from my content because I feel that this is something to talk about, especially being that how we are not taught how to be husbands and wives. We have no so-called rites of passage, I feel. Some people go through rites of passage and other people go through rites of passage where they know that how, okay, my man is the head of the house and they put him before. And some people just like want equal footing with the partners, I guess. Let me see who is this. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Glorious rising, as they say. How you doing today?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm enjoying the conversation. This is Wendell. Yeah, like I said again, the modern woman. A lot of brothers, I'm speaking from the brothers in the U.S. and whatnot. They're taking issue with the alpha assertive woman, that's working a lot now, has her money, and she kind of, you know, in a way disrespects the man and whatnot, and doesn't
Mm,
give him the doesn't appeal to his self esteem. So he looks for that overseas and whatnot. They're running. They say, "I get me a woman that's submissive or whatever," because again, a lot of the relationship now it seems like is feeding a man's ego, and if the woman, because there are a lot of women that have jobs or whatever and got education, but they come from patriarchy, wherein the father was running a household and whatnot. But nowadays, all the men are in the home in the U.S. a lot, and so it's a lot of single parent households where the women are running a lot of these households and whatnot, and so they don't have a certain kind of respect for the man. So as they grow up and become grown women, the men feel that they're not respected or held at a certain esteem and whatnot, and but they can get it from you know women that are not westernized in their thinking and whatnot. And and again, I'm not saying that all women are like that are modern women are like this, but a lot of modern women are at war with traditional men and whatnot. Wherein they said, like, they don't again, when it comes to chivalry, like, can I hold your door? Don't hold the door for me. I don't want you to hold the door. I can hold my own door. Or can I pay for this? Or you don't have to pay. And after a while, a man can get told no, and his chivalry can be put down so many times where he got to look for somebody who's going to appreciate him, appreciate his chivalry, appreciate his traditionalists. And a lot of times the church reinforces this as well, saying that women, you should be submissive and stuff like that. And the modern women rejects that. So when you look at their marriage now, like a lot of the men, it seemed like they're, like again, these travel bros, they said, you know what, if the black women here in the States won't feed my ego, and make me feel a certain kind of way and be traditional women and stuff like that, I'm going to go overseas and, outside the United States and find a woman to be submissive and whatnot. Or they'll say that, or I'll go to the church where women still have some of the submissive values from patriarchy.
says a whole lot there. That's interesting because I think it's the same with some women as well over here. There's been women who's left UK and gone to Africa. I've gotten men from the continent as well because they see more, what you call it, more together on certain stuff
Right.
um than the men that's in the West. And I've witnessed that. I've even seen it on here I've even seen two. There's two couples I did posted on here. There's one, a Pakistani girl and a Ugandan man. But I think they live in Uganda. I actually need to go find out a bit more about it. But um, even in that little mix, like you can see where she is the feminine and he's the masculine in the relationship, and like it's not like overbearing or whatever. And I don't know where she's come from anywhere, where she came from, from where, like Americas or whatever. But I've seen a lot of them. I've seen a lot of people literally, like you say, women as well, go over and meet others from other as well. And I've seen it both sides actually. It's not even one side, it's both
Right.
sides. Yeah. Because it looks more appealing, and I feel that is how the men is, because like you'll get the men who's not jealous of a woman in business. They would actually help her through the business if she's working. There is a 50-50, if that even happens, a 50-50 way of dealing with stuff or whatever, especially like the children's concern, or children not concerned if they haven't had children yet. Yeah, so I kind of look at it all different ways. I think I kind of analyze it a lot, but
Right.
yeah. But that's why. But I do hear you on that, because it's opinion, because it's opinions, because everyone's got opinions. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one-sided argument, basically. You
Right.
know.
Yes, especially when you ask the question, when you love a man more than you love yourself. Because again, when we're looking at that, is she being submissive or is she loving him more than herself? Because a lot of tradition comes into these conversations. Like some women were raised a certain way to treat their man a certain kind of way. And again, whether it's coming from the church or whether it's coming from various cultures, like in Africa, in certain parts of Africa, they treat their women a certain kind of way. In Haiti, for example, they say they treat their women a certain kind of way and whatnot. They say, well, we will provide for you, we'll do this for you, we'll do that for you, and whatnot. And the woman, takes a step back and falls into tradition sometimes. So again, it might not be they loving a man more than themselves. They might be loving the tradition, or their culture, and whatnot. And people looking on the outside looks at it with that narrative, like, well, you love him more than yourself. That's their narrative. Her narrative might be, I'm not loving him more than I'm just loving him how I was raised to love him. In our culture, we do this. In a lot of cultures, they reject other cultures. Like again, they try to put their culture, like Western eyes try to put their culture on some other countries and say, no, this is how you should do it. And they in that country been doing it that way forever. But then Western, get in there and they try to say, no, what your way is wrong. You're loving, you shouldn't be doing that to that man like that. Where in their culture say that's what they do. So I think it's not only saying when you love a man more than you love yourself. Who's saying that? Is that outside Western idea saying that when they look at these overseas women, how they're submissive to their men, and then Western says you're loving him more than yourself, you shouldn't do that, and they're looking at it like, I'm not a victim, I'm a willing participant, I want to treat him like this, this is how we were raised, this is how our church taught us to do it, or this is how our culture for years and years, like my mother did her husband and my grandmother and my aunties, and this, you see what I'm saying? So again, when we put that narrative saying you love them more than yourself, who's saying that? Is that Western saying that to somebody else? Is that the woman? Because it's a statement to say to someone like, I disagree with how you're loving your husband, or I disagree with how you're loving your man. So those are outside eyes saying that narrative on how she's running her household. And I think different women run their households different and whatnot. And that's what we're looking at, not saying she loved them more than herself. It's like she just doing it a different way.
Yeah, should I tell you why? Should I tell you why I put the title? You know, I'm following my jazzy life in the mummy sector, right?
Okay.
And what's happened is, right, a man's come and like he's literally not come and helped her, and she's literally given her all because she's done it before with another man. And the other day, yesterday, I put up a live of her crying, where she was
Now
breaking down crying.
this is a young lady who caught her husband or man cheating with a subscriber, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
she was told. She went to another. There's an investigator in the sector. She investigates stuff in it, right? And then she was basically using what the investigator had found because he hasn't been around. He wasn't around for about from March to the end of last year, and the investigator found out where he was. But like as you see, she left it for a long time, and then she did the live yesterday or day before yesterday, I can't remember. And then she was breaking down, crying because she had put him in front of her children. She starved her children out. She didn't dress her children. She would buy him ribs and all this stuff. She would do loads of stuff. That's the reasoning behind
Okay.
the subject matter.
Right. Well, again, with that, again, there has to be some kind of agency in that we're in, and we see this in with Janae and and other relationships.
Solar.
Exactly. We're in. There's a movie and a book out, so he's just not that into you. The books. And they don't want to accept it. So these women go out and chase these men that's not into them, and they get pregnant, and they think that's going to make that relationship better. And what that does, it just gives them more problems because, again, and I think you said it one time, like, when a man shows you who they are, you believe them, and stuff like that. She shouldn't have to chase him and whatnot, and and do these things and whatnot, like buy him gifts and stuff like that. Think that's going to bring him there because, again, all that is doing is emboldening him to be more disrespectful, more of a usury of her because he have showed her again and again and again he's not into her like she's into him. After a while, you can't blame him because she's the willing participant. It's her doing it. You see what I'm saying? It's her taking money out of her children's mouths and whatnot. It's her and giving this man stuff. It's her doing this and stuff like that. And so again, she has to take some accountability for that. He did what he did. He's cheated. He's gone missing. He's done different things. He showed her that she is not a priority. So you can't blame him too much when he did this and she's still doing this and whatnot. She's just not that into you. Either she is in denial, because a lot of women just like, they don't know what life looks like without a person when they've been there so long. And they said, I'd rather be in this dysfunction that I'm comfortable with rather than something new. You know what I mean? So again, like it's kind of hard to blame him for what because he showed her who he was, and now she's still spending money on running after him and doing all this. She has to have some accountability. She is the one taking money out of her children's mouths to buy him. The same with men. When men run after women like that, they buy these Birkin bags, thousands of dollar bags and jewelry for these women. When when the woman is not paying it, the woman looks at them as a trick, because that's what women call men who do that. They say, well, he's a trick, I can get him to buy stuff for me and whatnot, and I'm not really into him like that. He's just a trick. So what she is becoming a trick to him and whatnot. Not a woman that you love, but it's a trick where she gonna buy you things. So she has to get sick and tired of being sick and tired of being a trick. But you can't blame him for that.
Yeah, because even the trapping with a child. I mean, fair
Wow.
enough. Religious relationship breaks down. Yeah, right. I mean, like you done the deed. When it's the same with Janae.
Right.
I think Janae and my Jazzy City, you had this baby and you think that the child is going to hold the man and keep him there. And instead, right? And the man's told you, I don't want a baby, I don't want a baby, right? And you still
Right.
make the baby. Now, most normal thinking, I don't know. I mean, I know there's all types. I mean, like we women come in all types and all sorts of thinking is just all that. But
Which is a
I
beautiful thing.
personally, I personally, right, be it that I've had children, I've been the single mom myself as well. I still am in a kind of way.
Right.
But I know when I had the child and the father said what he said, right, you normally just get on with it. You just get on with it because like you got to fight for that. You got to make sure your child is right. It doesn't trap. I always say to him, it doesn't trap a man. If the man really loves you, and even if you're not with the man, he'll make sure that the child is good no
Right.
matter what. Even if you're not with him, and there'll be no agendas, no strings attached. He always makes sure that child is good. And I feel that how Janae, particularly, she's still hanging hope on Solar, thinking, oh yeah, right, because I've got the baby. Oh, and it's got your whole face on it, like that means anything. And it's got your whole face on it. Oh, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. And it's the same with Jazzy because um the baby has issues as well, and there was talk of, oh, he's ashamed of the baby, right? But she
Okay.
thought, but because since she hadn't taken care of the four before, taking care of them properly, and then she had one again, right? He sort of like for, oh wow, you know what I mean, I'm gone kind of thing. And she was warned in advance. She just like Janae was warned, like, don't, like no baby's gonna hold him, etc. etc. But then she was buying, like you said, buying him off, buying him PS3, buying him trucks, which is the same with Janae once again because they're so similar.
Right.
I should try
Right.
the video on the similarities.
You
They're
know,
so similar, it's unreal. um,
it's a pattern. Like
huh
these it's a pattern of women chasing these men that's really not into them, and then the audience online gets mad at the man for some reason when she is the one that's taking their family up a lot of times, moving where he moving. A lot of women in these kind of relationships, they'll leave their whole family. There's a situation right now going on with one of the young ladies that Medea talks about, that she had a long distance relationship with her husband living, I think, in Africa or somewhere. And when she got there, she left her whole family to move there with him, and it's not working out like she wanted it to, and stuff like that. So again, when and again, I'm a traditionalist. I don't believe women should have to chase behind a man. I think if a man is interested, he should do the pursuing. But that's just my old school thinking. And when these women run after these men and whatnot, that signals to the man that he has the power. And when and back in the day, women used to say, "Don't let a man know that you love him more than he loved you," or whatever, or something to that matter, because some people they weaponize your love for them. And when I say weaponize it, they take advantage of you when they find out you love them that deep. They say, "Well, I can get away with stuff," and they'll keep coming back, and they'll keep messing up with this woman and whatnot. And then they look at that as an honor. They said, "Well, she stuck with me through all my cheating, through all my." So after 10 years or whatever, they say, "I'll marry this woman," and they'll keep her on the leash for those 10 years, by throwing her these breadcrumbs and whatnot, like her thinking that, well, maybe we can get back together or whatever. But again, the onus is always going to come back to me, to the woman. So when I see these people mad at Jazz or mad at Solar, I said, "Why are you mad at the men and whatnot?" The men done showed them that they're not into these women like that. That every time they come to choose, they kept choosing something else. And so what they should do, and again, it's like when you break up in a relationship, and maybe people in the chat can identify with this or speak on this. Um, it's similar to stages of death when it comes to accepting the death of something. The stages, you go through your denial, you go through your bargaining. Well, maybe if I do this, or if I change this and whatnot, it's not easy to walk right out of a relationship. You mourn a relationship. It's like a death. and whatnot. And there are stages of, and before you get to acceptance that it's over, you go through the denial, you go through the bargaining, you get mad and talk about other women or whatever that they're with, or if you're a woman that you talk about his other whatever. And again, but then in the end, you finally get to acceptance. And I think that's all we're seeing with Jazz, with the Janaes and whatnot. They're going through the stages of death of a relationship. And again, they're bargaining, they're denial, but eventually they'll get to it and whatnot. Just like when someone passes away in our lives or whatever, we have to come to terms with it, but it doesn't happen right away. Some people it takes years, some takes months, but I think that's what we're witnessing: the stages of death of a relationship. She's stuck in bargaining, she's stuck in denial, whatever. But eventually, they'll both get to Jazz and Janae. I think they'll both get to acceptance. It's just like we're watching it real time.
Hey, let me say this right quick, and I'm gonna hop down because I don't know what y'all
Okay.
talking about, but I know about death of a relationship. Now, look, when the relationship don't die and y'all divide, that means y'all left each other under something y'all should have stayed together on, right? I believe people break up way too easy, right? Because you will leave a man or you will leave a female for something they did, not knowing everybody you deal with might do that or something worse or something similar or something less. If you can't put it like this, you gotta love the things you don't like about a person to be with them forever. You gotta love it. If they snore, you gotta love it. I love when that motherfucker be snoring. Even though you don't like that he's snoring, you gotta love it, right? Or you will always find yourself bouncing from relationship to relationship. But I'm gonna go back in the chat. I wanted to show some support to old son. Keep doing what you're doing. And that was a nice gem you dropped about the dead relationships, bro. And I'm gonna hop back in the chat,
Appreciate you.
old son. All right.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I was trying to type, but the phone is a bit dodgy. It's dodgy to type on the phone. Thank you, Sir Drop, for coming through. Hi, everybody. If I've highlighted you, I'm hoping that the phone sorts itself out because I'm not going to reload it. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting what you said though. Yeah. Yeah, the death of a relationship. Hi, Nosy. Hi, Susan. Yeah, it's the death of a relationship because yeah, it is like a moaning phase. But some people just pick themselves up, brush themselves off and get on with it. Sometimes they just need help.
Right.
But and it all depends on how bad the relationship ended as well. I think as well, because if it's on a situation of DV, etc., with Janae, has definitely been through that where he spat at her, but then she still comes back running. I think Jazzy Life, same thing. It's was a domestic thing too. What happened, but she'll call it a tussle.
Right.
Which is a bit. But anyways.
And like I said again, it looks like denial or bargaining. Like I said again, the stages of death in the end of a relationship, whether it's a friend, a lover, whatever. I mean, these people been in your life for so long, and in your mind, you created a fairy tale story that this is going to be your forever, your happily ever after, and you hold on to that dream. I think Langston Hughes did a poem about a dream deferred, and he talks about what happens when a dream get deferred. Because you've been programmed. It's like when you got to abandon a dream that you had since a childhood. Like, I want to get married, I want to have children, and this is the person that I see myself with. And so you set your whole life around that person, and then when they show you that it's not, that dream is not going to happen, but it's a nightmare now, it's hard to let go of a dream. And when I know people who still work jobs that that is not the job for them. They know they keep getting overlooked. They keep, they're not going to get promoted, whatever. but they stay there because, in their mind, that's what they said. I see myself at this place, or they stay stuck in relationships for the same reason that, this is where I see myself, and they cannot reimagine themselves. They got something called in life coaching, they call it renewed beliefs you got to get, because your limited beliefs is things that you tell yourself that I'm never gonna find a love again. I'm too old to go back out there and start dating, or I'm this. These limited beliefs we tell ourselves to keep ourselves in these situations. And when I'm looking at these women in these relationships, like a Jazz, like a Janae, a lot of them still are holding on to these limited beliefs, like my child needs to be with his father and not with no other man raising their children, or that this is the only way. We tell ourselves these things and whatnot. But again, eventually they're going to have to get what they call renewed beliefs and say, I'm going to have to change that. I'm going to have to throw that out because that's not working anymore. This relationship not working no more. And that's hard to see because a lot of people take it personally like they failed at something. And you didn't fail at it. It's just not working like you planned. And now you got the, like Siri would say, turn left. It's time to recalibrate, And if you've been driving a certain way a long time, you'd be like, that drive, that turnaround back, it ain't gonna be easy. You like, oh man, I missed that turn. And it's hard, and to admit that you got to go all the way back now and start all over again. But sometimes that's what it's gonna take. And why not? You got to get some renewed beliefs about come to terms with sometimes. And I think that's why they stay in these relationships.
Oh, what was that? What happened? The mic went funny.
Uh-oh. Is it still messed up?
Nice. There's a little bit crackly, but I can hear you.
Okay, let me do something over here. And whatnot, because I'm trying to hold it. Usually I have it in the thing, but that's broke on me. Can you hear me now, or is it still crackling?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all I was basically was saying was like a lot of people stay in situations because they had this dream, about this fairy tale about how their life was supposed to turn out, and they do their best to hold on to that dream and whatnot, even if it's hurting themselves. Like there was there's an old analogy about a dog at a picnic. He jumps up on a barbecue and grabs a rib off of the hot barbecue in the backyard, and he runs around hollering and whatnot. And everybody tell a dog, just spit the meat out. And the dog won't spit the meat out and whatnot. He rather run around with the meat in his mouth, and it's hurting him and whatnot. And basically that's what I think Jazz and Janae doing right now. They don't grab this hot thing off of the grill, and all they gotta do is spit it out. But a lot of people, it's not easy to just spit something out and whatnot. They gotta process it, and this is their process, bargaining, denial, whatever, but you gotta, it's like telling them to get rid of their baby. Like you raise this baby, this dream for so long, and someone comes up tell you you got to get rid of it. You say, yeah, but I can't. I slept with this dream. I cultivated this dream, but it's not gonna work. You got to get rid of it, and that's a hard thing to do. I mean, it's easier said than done when this is what you had for years in your mind. This was on your dream sheet, or your vision board, or your manifestation board, or whatever you got, and now you got to go back to that board and say, you know what, this ain't gonna work, and that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I said. That's why I said. Why I asked the question. Okay, so people just coming in. I'll just ask. I put on the title. Would you put a man before? I think I can't remember. What's it? I'm getting my own title. We put your man before. I think your children or something. I can't remember. Before something anyway. It was before yourself. That's it. Before yourself. Look, she remembers. So so it's like basically basically before yourself, before your children, before your family. I mean, we've seen it with the cults, obviously. I'm now seeing it in the mummy sector with this young lady. Well, she's not young. Well, she's middle age, 32. All right. So I've seen it with her. I've always seen it with others. Because I haven't done most of the mummies on the mummy sector. I haven't really gone to all of them yet because it's so much, and I don't want to hurt my head, my little head. Yeah. So I mean, I've given scenarios, and Wendell's given scenarios, and Sergio given a scenario as well. And I want to know if anybody else have an opinion as well, because it's good to have opinions. Even Mr. Kemet, if he's still around, because he's in a relationship too. I don't know who's the married ones in here, but the married ones can come out the woodwork too. That'd be all good, so we can get, slices from the single people, But then it's nice to hear all different opinions, because I might see it from a different way and somebody might see it another way, and then we all just might come to the same conclusion. And then which is what we're doing with Janae and my Jazzy, which I know you lot dislike her, but she is interested. She's a very hurt person. She's very bitter. Whatever her environment before she got to where she got to, because sorry, hold on, give me a minute. Oh, Wendell, you're gonna have to come on and come back on again, because it's even taking you out. Oh. Anyway, Wendell, you there? Wendell, I can't see him. You won't let me add him. Oh, there he is.
I think I'm back.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, sorry. I think that was me. I thought I had this unlocked, because yesterday when I did a build, well, not even a build, a reaction, it was all crackly. Every time I go to do a reaction on that particular software, it was crackly. So
right.
And I had to do, and I did it again on the other channel, and I had to literally go and take it down and re-sort it all over. Can you see what I mean? So I thought, okay, let me just do the StreamYard. Do you know what I mean? I won't be able to share and give examples like I normally do, because you know me, I give examples, and I like to give presentation. And like I said, my youngest is around as well. So if I turn off the mic, that's what I'm saying. If anybody else want to come up and have a discussion, in case my younger comes in and I have to go do something in the middle of something, because it happens, so that it can keep it going. And especially how I feel like StreamYard does it sometimes does its own little thing. So, but if it happens again and we have to come back again and talk about it, because I will have to do it. I know I'm different time zone to everybody, but we can still have a conversation. I don't know how we'll do it, but I'll work it out anyway, because I can't make promises, because I get distracted. Okay. Right. So yeah, so basically I can't remember which point I was making, but I'm just saying that but everybody have an opinion, from the married ones, single ones, whatever.
I think Nosy Bish had a great.
Yeah, it's true. I hear you totally, because it's easy to become a trick, really, than to be in a steady situation. Oh, this is nice. But there be the steady relationship. And some people have commitment problems.
Right.
They run away from commitment, from being committed, or they want a fantasy person that is most so impossible to get, but they would where's the bag? But they would
Or they're just not that into you, like the book says, like the movie says. You can't make somebody love you like what's that Jasmine Sullivan song, y'all? I know you treat me good. I know you do this to me, but I'm in love with someone else. Y'all know the song. Y'all know the song, and that might just be it. You know, they're just not into you. You know, and stuff like that. It probably ain't got nothing to do with like whatever, but they just not into you, and that's a hard deal to deal. You could trick on them all you want. You could treat them good, but like that Jasmine Sullivan song say, you know, hey now, you know, I'm in love with somebody else and whatnot.
yes, yeah, exactly. Or like that Usher song, you remind me, or somebody, you know, like that's how some people be. Sometimes
You make me
they
want to
be like that.
lead the one I'm with, start a new relationship. Exactly, all of us are songs.
Yeah, so yeah, you know what I mean. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh, some women will put their whole life. They're turning to Bonnie and Clyde. Well, not even Bonnie and Clyde. They're turning to for my man only. For my man, where they go out
Yeah,
and do the most atrocities and do whatever because it's the same with the four. I'm gonna say
right.
the three amigos, but it's four in a minute.
Hey now, hey
The three
now,
stooges.
hey now. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But you know, shout out to the tricks. You know, there's a place for y'all too out there in the world. You know, so keep trickers trick on. I mean, that's what you need to do. You know, hey now, I ain't gonna hate on the tricking. You know, if you got it, it ain't tricking. If you got it, if you got it. So shout out to those
You,
who tricking.
if you got it, you got it. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Well, if you got it,
Hey,
no.
if
Hey.
you if you ain't what they say, if you got it, it ain't tricking. If you got it, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hey now, trick on. Buy that PlayStation 5. Forget that PlayStation 3. Get that PlayStation 5. That's what it is. That iPhone 15. Trick
you
on.
know,
Hey
you
now.
know.
That part.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
because it's so strange because hold on, I'm spraying the room. Right. Yeah, because
You
yeah,
know, if you're
yeah,
gonna be a
yeah,
trick, if you're gonna be a trick, be the best trick. You
yeah.
know, hey now, if you gonna go out like that, hey,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I mean, to me, you could be both ways. Where like you can be both a submissive. Some
right?
people like to be dominated.
This is
We
true.
know don't right. There's those ones as well, right? Which Solar is definitely a submissive. He's not a alpha.
Right.
There's nothing about him that's his alpha. There is alpha females. I don't know. I know men say, "Oh, alpha females." There is
Well,
alpha
I read in
females
the
out
chat,
there.
and I think it was someone. I forget, was it Lisa's chat or Medea, or this one? Wherein the person said what happened is, what Solar did. They say he switched out genders. Like when he was in the presence of an alpha female, he turns into a beta male and stuff like that. So when Jazz would do her thing, he gets right into position and takes his role as the feminine energy, and she took over as the masculine and whatnot, and they say he's bi or whatever. I don't know, but you know he switches roles from time to time. So in the presence of an alpha female, he gets into his feminine energy, and he lets the woman be the masculine sometimes and whatnot. And so when you see Jag ranting and whatnot, and him just saying, "Go ahead," he goes into the feminine energy and lets her like take control of stuff like that. So again, that the gender roles be switching out sometimes in these conversations, depending on how you were raised or what you were around, what you was raised up around, or like whether you come from a cult or whether you come from a tradition where they do this, or you come from a church where they do this. A lot what we say is people acting out was like how they was, how they was raised or how they came up and stuff and whatnot. And then a lot of times we don't want to bring it. I don't know about Jazz and Janae and whatnot, but a lot of times there's mental illness in these kind of conversations too, and people take advantage of people a lot when they have mental illness.
Right.
And we don't want to say that because we don't want to put the names on these people like that. But we looking at mental illness a lot, and a lot of times we don't want to say that, but that's exactly why they doing what they're doing, and they're being taken advantage of because the people that doing it to them know it's mental illness and whatnot, and they take advantage of it. And
yes, they reckon. Yes. That one is true. That one is definitely true, because especially with Jazz, she seemed like she's on the spectrum or something. She's on the spectrum, and I'm not saying everybody on the spectrum is a certain way. No, I'm not. Right? Because it could be both. Because it could be one of both ways. Because they can still live an ordinary life as well, because I've seen it on Instagram where there's ones who's got, well, they're on the spectrum but they're able to still function. Right, she is definitely on that because and he saw it as well, and I think Jazz has also been in an SA situation too. She kind of gives off that air about her, because she believes that, well, she can't function. I need a man to function. Right. And it's like, sometimes, right, you just gotta do the little, like, I mean, I'm not saying a woman can do everything. Remember before I was talking about the independent woman, she can do everything. Even though I know some women can do a lot of stuff where they can fix fridges, pumps, all that stuff. But then there's things what a woman can do what a man can't. No, what a man can do what a woman can't do. That's the one, right? And sometimes, right, he has to play the role. Sometimes you have to let him just play his role. Right. I don't believe in calling a man every 5 minutes, treating him like a child. No matter their age. They could be 30 something, they could be 40 something, they could be 50 something. You as a man, if you're underneath is scratching you that much, and you come back to me, and I don't feel there's something up with you, that right, okay, I can't trust you, so most women will cut you off. Right? They'll say, you know what? Laters for that. Bye. Right? Some women don't play, but there's some women who will say, okay, well, like, he's going out to scratch his little balls or somewhere else. Or he's gonna go do this, and he's coming back to me. Oh, I just take the seconds or the thirds and that. And but even though I know there's men who is really honestly where they're just like, I'm with my woman, that's it. Men and women the same way, I'm with my man. There's nothing you can say can sway me. You can say whatever. I'm like, you know what I mean? Right. So it's so many ways, but she's definitely on the spectrum in certain ways.
Well, I would say also too, like there's a thing called arrested development where they get stuck at a certain age in their mind. Even though these grown women and these grown men, they still acting like they like teenagers or whatever by how they acted and whatnot. So I think that arrested development, they stop maturing at a certain age. So sometimes we're looking at them acting out as teenagers and stuff like that, because that's in their mind. That's what they got, these grown women, grown men bodies, but their mind, they still like teenagers. They can get out of that, but a lot of them get stuck in that. Like we look around at like a lot of these situations we watching social media, like why they talking like they kids? Like these are grown women in their almost 30s or whatever, and why are they reacting like children, like they in high school or whatever? A lot of them have that arrested development where in their mind they are children, they are teenagers, and we want them to act like adults, but they can't do it right now because for some reason they stopped growing. They stopped maturing, and maybe they got spoiled by their parents too much. Maybe they got maybe people around them didn't make them have responsibility. They did stuff for them or whatever, and that's why when they leave the house, they say, well, dad did everything, so now they're attached to a man that's going to do everything and whatnot. They still have this arrested development that so I wouldn't say spectrum all the time. Sometimes I'm just going to say it might be arrested development. We looking at non-mature people, like they really are teenagers in their mind. I don't know, is it a mental thing we're in? It could be fixed, or or someone just make them be grown, give them that rough love or whatever. But I think that's what we're witnessing a lot when I see these social media things and they acting out like little kids. I'll be like, this is some real arrested development stuff. Like, that's a teenager I'm listening to. That's not no 30-year-old woman. That's not no 25-year-old woman. We're looking at teenagers going back and forth with each other and whatnot, and we hoping that they can act like adults, but wishing that they do adults like we are. Sometimes you're not going to get that from someone that's got arrested development, because in their mind, I think they really are teenagers that we're looking at.
Yeah, they're stunted. That's what
Exactly.
that's what they call that, because because it takes something to make them, like, before it all clocks in, before they reach that stage in their head, I feel, as well, because
Right.
even though, like they say, once a man, twice a child.
Wow.
That is really true. I think that's a true thing, because it it's a very complex thing, because, like like you said, like it can be down to anything that can make them stay a certain way. And I think Janae's still thinking she's still 18 or 20.
Right.
Jasmine still thinks she's 12 or 15, like a teenager. She thinks like a proper teenager. Jasmine does, anyway.
Right.
And it's just like you're like, and it's like they can't have conversations like this unless it's not on Instagram. They can't watch the news because they're not able to verbalize it, not able to put it into something. Something in the brain can't analyze stuff or work out stuff, right? Even though, like, they do know how to survive, they do know how to manipulate, they do know how to do certain stuff, but they're not sure of the world around them. And even though there is learning difficulties to all that comes into play, because we know during the 80s, 90s, some people had problems them times as well, where people was telling them, okay, right, that if you're not good at maths, well, they won't show you how to do it. But somehow, right, you're able to steer your household. And I feel it's the same when they're around the mums. If your mum don't show you a particular way, then you feel, okay, I've got to be this way for a man, because that's all I've seen how my mum is. Like, if the woman's a prostitute, the daughter will say, look, right, I'm going to break the cycle. I don't want to be like that. I want to be this way.
Right.
Excuse me. And that's how it is for most people, most thinking people, I would think, psychologically.
Exactly.
And I'm not a psychiatrist, okay, I'm not an expert. I'm just saying from observation.
No, you're saying a real thing. Like, you use the word stunted. Like, people get stunted sometimes in their, emotional intelligence. They just, like, they keep acting like children and whatnot until they're forced to grow up. A lot of people are saying that now these people are having children, they'll be forced to grow up, because reality, when the bills start coming in, and and you start dealing with these different personalities from children, you're gonna have to woman up and whatnot, and be there, and if the man's not gonna be there and whatnot, go to court and make him do what he got to do, and you can stop playing the internet games, and say, and you're gonna be the one that's gotta change them when they sick, do that, whatever you need to do, and do that adulting and whatnot. But But again, that's what I'm saying. You know, reality gonna hit them. Like maybe these children will make these people grow up. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Yeah. I mean, it takes something major for them to realize until they catch up. I think in their head, I really do think that. Um, but Janae, ugh, she's just one of those subjects. You just think her and Velvet.
Now I'm thinking like now with her, she says she's working 2 jobs now and whatnot. So reality is kicking in with her because of the bills and whatnot and the children. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes reality will hit and whatnot and make you do things and whatnot. They say she has 2 jobs now, and plus she's taking classes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So she's doing, and I think she has her sister or somebody around them. She has a tribe around her, and I think with Jazz that'll help her as well. Get you a tribe around you that's going to help you. You know, whether it's your BFFs, your best friend, your good girlfriends or whatever. You know, that's going to pour into you something that's not going to be negative. Say, okay, I'll help babysit. You know, while you do what you need to do and whatnot. Because a lot of people, when they see these women get online, they say that's just going to be a money grab, and that's because they ain't got no tribe. You know, and stuff like that. You know, like somebody around say, hey girl, I got you. I'll babysit while you go work. Or, you know, hey, I'll loan you, or you can stay with me, you and the kids, or I'll babysit for you, whatever. They need a tribe because, again, I believe that it still takes a village to raise a child, and everybody need a village. You know, us fellas need our village, you know, and stuff like that. Women, y'all need your village because we are tribal people as a black people. You know, we used to being tribal, you know, having families helping each other and stuff like that, you know. And again, that's why these poly situations keep coming up. You know, like I say, all these single parents out here, they get into poly relationships. You know, that gets rid of that. They can help each other raise their kids or whatever. But you know, that gets a demand sharing. But like again, find your village, find your tribe when you're going through stuff like raising kids and with your baby daddy dramas or whatever. You know, and don't do it online as much. Just, you know, get you an offline tribe because that's the problem I see with Generation Z. I'm gone are the days when you had a journal to write in or a diary or whatever. Now everybody's spilling everything online. Now they're telling all their business online and whatnot. They're living their life online, and I just think you know you need to have your circle. You know your you know just your circle around you and whatnot. You know, and I think that'll help you get through these crazy times like that because internet ain't gonna help you. Internet is to us, it's like it's a soap opera. We loving it right now. You know, we like, you know, what's next season gonna look like? What's the next episode? You know, so I think they need a tribe that's gonna really help change stuff and stuff like that. I don't think internet is the answer.
Yeah, I'm listening to you. I'm just mummying. Um, yeah. Yeah. It's true. Yeah, it takes British to raise the children. It does. It's true. That's a true thing. But it's just the way how like just that these so-called tribes or whatever these ones has involved themselves in got it wrong. Like because like I said, like it's the same thing they was taught that they spoke bad about in the tropics. It's the same thing they're doing now. Where they are initially still dealing with still want Babylon dollars, pounds, and dollars or whatever, but they just still with the ideal, the carbonation idea, which is what Musa is still carrying out.
I heard that about Musa and Tron. I heard that they're Hebrew Israelites now. That's the word on the street. I don't know how true that is.
The Hebrew Israelites. I thought he was part of the New Nuwapians.
I don't know. That's what I heard one of the content creators say that Musa and Tron, you know, and you know the Hebrew Israelites. Some of them got a bad reputation. You know, one of the young ladies, Summer something, said she had to escape from one of those things and whatnot. You know what I mean? So
wow.
You know, like that was almost like a cult, the one she was in. not all of the Hebrew, some of them, like, Down Brothers got knowledge, they teach it, and they do what they do. But some of these offsets, of the Hebrew Israelites, some of them is out of control. You know what I mean? And the other brothers that's real with it, they'll probably get them in check though, if they catch them and whatnot. But that's what I'm saying. Like, all of these teachings and stuff like that, these people are, getting involved in and stuff like that. They need a real tribe, not just for the children, but you need a real tribe or a circle that's going to check you too. That's going to say, all right, now, enough of this, whatever. You need to get a job, whatever. Or enough of this and this, stop soaking over this. You need to get out and date again, or you need to get out and do this again, because, after a while, you got to, self-care has to come in this conversation somewhere down the line, because they can get so caught up in, like you said, when you love a man more than you love yourself, then you won't have no self-care no more. Then you're not eating, you're not taking care of the children or whatever. Your mental health is going crazy. So, what does self-love look like for these people? It's going to have to come back to that. That's one way to dig out of this hole that they in. Get back to your self-love. If nobody else doing it for you, create you what they call a bad day survival kit. Be like, save you some money up for a trip, or go get a massage, or just go leave for something, catch your breath, do something. But she needs to do some self-care. All these women that we're talking about, before they can help their children. What do they say on the plane? When the plane is going down and you lose the oxygen, before you can help other people, because all of them want to teach somebody, all of them want to do this. Before you can do that, you're gonna have to put that mask over your face and do something for yourself. Unless you'll be like these preachers, like TD Jakes and all the other people out there. You helping all these other people, but your life a whole mess until somebody find out about it. You know what I mean? That's
yeah,
crazy.
sorry, because that's true, because even when I used to do Queen of Fuwa always talk about self-care, but she talks about the different gateways. But each gateway, the woman takes care of herself, her whole body, her whole everything, and then it comes to the partner, where like the partner, the man, she has to know who he is, and then while she's with him, she still looks after herself. She still does certain stuff. They still have the dating scenario, like as though they just met. That's why I put that couple, now that young couple, I think her name is Ella something. Her name's Ellie something. Gresele or something. Anyway, she met her man. She went on one date with him, and the same day they got married, or they went on one date and they got married, and he took her. Right, she has her own platform and he has his own platform, but they sometimes come together. So he decided to take her to somewhere like a nature, somewhere with nature. And he said, right, what he liked about her is that how she didn't have her phone, she didn't have no devices with her, and she started touching the plants like lovingly, like because she's got that kind of mother earthly vibe about her, right? And he said I can't remember what made him attracted to her, because I think they did do the couple's question and answer, and to look at those two together is like really interesting, because like he does literally let her do her self-care. He literally not make her, she does her own clothes, like she's allowed to dress in a certain way, because I think she got some kind of Egyptian something with her, something other than, she's not just a black person basically, and he just allows her. So when they come together, it's like looking at it's like yin and yang basically. Like it's really nice to look at. I think there's her and there's Shaida, the other one from 90 Day Fiance. Like they literally bounce off each other kind of thing, and okay. So is it alright?
We still hear you.
Yeah, so it was me and my daughters talking. Yeah, so So yeah, she's just doing her little cooking.
Right.
So
Okay. Now.
basically with Shaida, he tested her at first. He wasn't sure about her, so he was testing her. But then now to look at them, they come a long way, and it's because of also the doctrine that they are in, as well as the thingy, as well as they kind of come as like one mind, like that's like
Right.
a one mind, one self thing. Yeah, and it's not like, oh yeah, you're submissive, you're this, you're that. Like they just work together as a unit.
Exactly. And that's what that self-care is all about. You have to have your boundaries. You have to have, you got to protect your space or whatnot. And you got to create those safe spaces with each other where y'all can communicate with each other and whatnot. And I think a lot of times what happens is there's not especially here online, it's not really what you call a safe space because you got to watch what you say, or you can get canceled, or you can get hate mail, you can get threatened. And in these relationships that they jump into that are not safe spaces and whatnot, same thing. They walking on eggshells because they worried about what the other person going to feel. So they keep their feelings inside how they really feel. So people are walking around in relationships and on the internet not their authentic selves because if I say what I really want to say, I'm getting canceled. If I say what I really want to say, this person might leave the relationship or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's hard being in these relationships and being online too with it because again, you got to fight to be your authentic self because you can only be so much of your authentic self, without being whatever. And so that's a hard sell too and whatnot, to be online and whatnot because like you can only say so much. So imagine being in a relationship where in a person is not a safe space. If I say this, they're gonna cuss me out. If I say this, they're gonna walk out the door and get mad. If I say this, so a lot of times they'll stay in situations and whatnot, and for the sake of peace, they'll be together 10, 15, 20, whatever years and not saying what they really want to say or whatever. And that probably was that guy in that relationship. Maybe that was Jazz or whoever, Chris or whatever. And they probably like, you know what? Again, they left the relationship a long time ago in their mind, but they just ain't said it yet because I don't want to hurt her feelings. Like a lot of men stay in relationships. They be like, I've been in this for years, months, or whatever. I don't want to just walk away. It'll be messed up, so I'll just stay here and whatnot. And physically, but in their mind, they've been gone and whatnot because it's not a safe space for them because they don't want her to unalive herself, or they don't want them to have nervous breakdown, or they don't want to be the bad guy. So they'll stay there until the woman eventually walks away and whatnot. I see this a lot on the internet and in real life and whatnot. When you don't have a safe space, you ain't gonna be your authentic self, and that got to do something to you to go to work every day or go to a relationship every day, and you're not your authentic self. That's gonna act out somewhere in your life.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that in real life and on the net. Yeah, right. Because I've seen a lot of that. Because some women because Jazz and Janae is totally obsessed with the men. They're so obsessed with them. They don't want They don't want to move on to somebody else who probably can give them what they want. They don't want to be. They still want to stay in the rough. They don't want to be the polished diamond. They want to be polished off like because a person can enhance you or they can mash you up.
Exactly.
And she's definitely it's like he fattened her up and then he kind of just like you said, his mind his mind was well and truly gone out of
Right.
that relationship because she kept bringing in like the other women who have the children and
Right.
saying a lot of stuff, saying, oh, he gets this much money, put him in trouble with the transport agency, this, that, and the other. And some women don't understand, like when you're just a girlfriend and there's certain things that is going on to do with whatever the other the women who have the children, You have your place. You don't get
Right.
involved in certain stuff. I mean, but like you can nurture the children that is from that family, you know. But like
And
some,
and this there's this self-importance thing too, because keep in mind, we speak about Solar, he's a married man still, legally. And all these women he's getting pregnant or whatever, they think they have a claim on him that they don't have, because he's moving from relationship to relationship to relationship, and he's telling the women up front, if y'all not gonna be poly, we can all get together today if y'all agree to live together as one happy family, but if not, we gonna have these separate households. So he told them what it was. And keep in mind that and speaking about the Solar situation, he's upset because both of these women that say they so against polygamy, when they were in the cult, they were down with the cult leader. They were polygamy like crazy. They called themselves the cult leader's wife and whatnot. Velvet called herself one of the wives when she was speaking with Rod and stuff like that on Lisa Says What latest broadcast. Velvet was right there. It's like, I'm one of the wives, and she was down with it. And same with Janae. She said they were down with it, but now that they left the cult and whatnot, and they're no longer with it. Solar's having a problem with that. He said, "Well, how come y'all was down with the polygamy with someone who was beating on y'all and doing all this or whatever? But now I'm y'all baby father, and how come y'all don't want to get poly with me?" And they're like, "That's not what we on right now." And he's really confused that why won't y'all? So so he's like acting out now because he's jealous of their relationship with the ex leader of that cult. They were poly with him, they were really gonna have children with him and all that other stuff. But when it comes to him, they say you ain't got it like that, and I think he feels some kind of way, like he's still in some kind of mental competition with their ex. And how many of us get in relationships with somebody who did certain things for their ex, but they're not going to do it for you, and you feel some kind of way about it?
yeah. Mm.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
acting out right now. Like he like
he
all right,
is.
keep
He's
it
out of
real with it.
control.
He like,
He's
look,
out of control.
if y'all don't
But
want to do this
personally,
poly thing with me, y'all can go online and do y'all sequility or what. I don't care. God bless you. I think that was a sneeze. Hey now. And I don't know. I think it sounded like it. But God bless you. But yeah, that right there, it seems like if they're not gonna be poly with him, and he gave them an ultimatum. He said, y'all can get online and say claims on me. He said, look, y'all know he married, y'all know he got 2 children. How many of us know people that's married with children from different women, and they still in all these entanglements? That's what I was looking for.
yeah,
Entanglements.
entanglements. Yeah,
He's in a serious entanglement, and he
yeah,
said
big
that
time.
the answer is polygamy,
Yeah,
and we don't want polygamy. He said we tried that in the court, it didn't work for us. We're not doing it. And he said, all right, well, guess what? I'm gonna go on and find me some women that's with it and whatnot. And so they're on this campaign. You cannot blame the man when he showed you who he is. You have to at some point have agency and say, you know what? That's what he on right now. I'm not on that. So I got to go on with my life. And that's hard to do when you made up when you got the storyline in your mind, like it's gonna be me and them. So I'm just talking because I'm not in it. If I was in it, I might be talking differently, So I just wanted that to be said. But again, he showed you who he was. So how long you gonna be mad at him? Following this man around. Like I watch videos like he can't even take another woman out to eat. Keep in mind he's married. He's married already, so they don't have a claim on him. And he has 2 women pregnant. So every time he go out to eat, he's getting stalked by different content creators saying, "Look at him. He just paid $13 for something that he should have gave one of his babies that $13. Look at him. He's on a date with another woman. He should be home with one of his babies." How long y'all gonna do that? Again, if these women have the power, they're not victims. They can put them on child support, and that could be the end of all that. And y'all don't gotta be mad at him every time y'all see him out take a picture. Look, he got a new jacket on. He could have bought some baby food. He could have bought Pampers. That right there is crazy to me. Like these people stalking these people and saying this stuff. I'll be like, yo, y'all gonna have to relax. y'all gonna have to relax. Every time the man do something, he's on. Somebody's taking a snapshot of him, saying, "Look at him. How much did that cost?" You know, they pocket watching him, and I'm like this. The mother of these children can stop all these internet games, just put them on child support, you know, and stop all that. We don't have to. After a while, it's not the man's fault no more because everybody online keeps saying, "Look at what the man doing. He doing this and she's sad." Well, if she's really sick and tired of being sick and tired, this narrative can end today. They just walk up, like I think Janae's getting sick and tired of it. She said, like, you know what? She said, I'm going to that office and we're gonna have a conversation. You know, it's hard to come to that reality, but that's how it, you know, sometimes like you got to do what you got to do, you know, to break the cycle. Somebody got to be the interruption.
Yeah, and I think sooner or later she will do it, but it's just that she is just Janae is one of those subjects to me. I don't know. I can't deal with her. I really can't.
See,
I can't deal with her. And I can't deal with the Velvet. I just feel
it's
that
become a soap opera almost to us. We've been how long have we been watching
it's
these
like
people?
watching
Like
EastEnders.
years.
Well, I mean, over here, right. There's a soap called EastEnders. It's like watching EastEnders and watching paint dry, basically, because
Wow.
it's because at first I was right before I used to report on her as well, Janae, especially when she filed the charges and stuff. And
Right.
I always used to say to her to keep the stuff off internet.
Right.
And when I saw
But you know how
Solar,
the young people doing now. That's how they do now. They overshare, and that's what all Generation Z does now. Not just her, but I see everybody. They telling too much online now, and that's what this generation does. That's they don't journal no more. They don't keep stuff to themselves no more. Every last one of them, like if you watch these internet games, all these internet situations and whatnot, everybody putting all their business online now. Something we would never do because we come from a different era. But all these young people now is telling their business all online now.
yeah. Not only that, because when Solar came on to Lisa says what, and I said to him, right, don't let your children be a statistic. I said, don't
Right.
let them be a statistic. And he goes, yeah. I said to him, just don't let them be a statistic. I don't check for him like that. I ain't his fan. I just said that because, you know, it's a girl. Girls need their dads at one point, like boys, they need their dads, right? So it don't matter whatever's going on, but like you can still make sure that the child is good. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can still do it. And I just think that he's a bit too free. He's a too free in his mind. He lives like a nomad for whatever reason why he was run out of Mexico, but I think that's a whole nother conversation. But
Right.
yeah, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot going on with them. It's a lot going on with them, and I can't even go into 2 hours on this. Otherwise, I would. But I would have to spark up another one as well to have that relation. No, I don't even. I mean, it's not even a relationship chat. Especially, I just was focusing on the lady that I was been looking at basically on that
Right.
one because
Like
you
putting
know
somebody else
that's
before yourself, that is a problem and whatnot. Again, go back to that self-care conversation because both of these women and whatnot, they got these men who didn't choose them. You know, at the end of the day, they out doing their thing or whatever, and now they have to choose themselves now. You know, again, you know, if these men not going to choose you, you got to choose you. You know, and that means doing certain things and whatnot. That self-care. How do you show up for yourself? How does that look in 2024? You know, that's going to be different from what you did in 2023.
it's true. It's really important that you really take time for yourself because like being in isolation does help a woman a lot because
Right.
when you really go out to the world, it's a different thing. I mean, I experienced it last week. When you go back out there to the world as well, you can see how much people like your mind is a little bit forward on certain stuff. I mean, like your situation might not be the best situation, but you can see how people are like in certain places in their thingy, and like yeah, I seen it. So I know that I know like self-care is a deep thing, because like you come to recognize what you need, and you come to know what you would tolerate and what you won't tolerate. Like even when you reach a
Exactly.
certain age, you know, okay, I don't want the boyfriend thing. You want a man, a companion. Because I think
Exactly.
most older women, it's not the same as when you were in your 20s, when you say, oh yeah, right, you know, right, I want a man, I want a boyfriend. But then it's different. I think it's different when you're older, because your priorities is different. You don't want to be, you're not in
Right.
competition with the other women like as
Well, you're not
much. You know.
supposed to be, because
Yeah,
I
but
know a lot of these grown women out here is like, they doing some things in competition with each other, or
with the
you
young
know,
and with the younger girls, there's some women I see in competition with the younger women, but there's some women who is
well,
stable.
I'm talking about the 40 and 50 years old, the ones I be
Yeah,
dealing with.
yeah, yeah, because I'm in my 40s too.
Right.
That's why I'm talking like this, because
Right.
because what you would tolerate as a 20 something or 30 something year old, you wouldn't tolerate as a 40 to 50-year old. Like it'll be a whole different ball game. Like you know,
True.
like you have a whole kind of idea of who you want to be with and
That's why I said
where.
I would hope. That's why I brought up Arrested Development, because you got a lot of women at a certain age and a lot of men at a certain age that are not adults, and you'd be like, you in your 50s, why are you still running around acting like this? You in your 40s, and men and women I'm talking about now, and they're not acting their age. A lot of them going through these what do you call it, identity crisis. They're trying to still be young and what.
Midlife crisis.
Yeah, they wear these young clothes and talking with the young language and whatnot, and just again, I just feel a way about embracing your grown folkness. Oh, embracing you grown now. It's a privilege to do grown
Yeah,
things, but
yeah.
some people don't. They look at it like, as a bad thing and whatnot. I'm not old. I'm in my 40s. I'm in my 50s. I still can do this and do that, or whatever. And they're in competition with the young people instead of being examples to the young people, and to the younger women and younger men and whatnot. And I think, that's the problem with the identity crisis. Embrace your age and
Hmm.
wisdom and whatnot. And you don't have to look down and try to be like them. Let them be up. Let them be like you.
Mm, it's
Because
true. It's true.
again, I'm like 59, so like I shout out my elders. I shout out, the people in my age group and whatnot. Like, I think we have a responsibility to be that example to some of the younger men coming up, some of the younger women coming up, and be
Mm,
mentors. I mentor some people when I was teaching and whatnot. Some of my students and stuff like that. I mentored them from that, and when I stopped teaching, it still carries on. With age come responsibility or whatever, and instead we see these people, when I say Arrested Development, they're not acting their age. They're in competition with these people in their 20s and their 30s or whatever, instead of just embracing who they are and acting a certain way and whatnot. I say be grown, be proud of being grown. Be grown woman fine. You ain't got to try to be a young woman doing this and that and whatnot. So it's something about a grown woman, and us grown men, act your age and stuff like that. But when we say that, they get offended. Like, I don't have to do this. I'm youngest. My mind is or whatever. My mind say I'm 30, so I'm gonna dress 30. My mind's on 20, so they all into that and whatever. But I think that's a problem too. Not this identity crisis. Not being proud of being of a certain age now. Instead, you trying to hide it or ashamed of it or whatever. Shame is a lot of problems for a lot of us these days instead of embracing it.
yeah, true. Yeah, definitely hear that. I definitely hear that. But what I'm gonna do, because it's reached 1 hour and 42, 32. Well, I'm going to stop it here, and then when I do another one, I would
Well, shout
Yeah.
out to that. You are a great presenter. That's why I enjoyed this. That's why I keep coming back. I enjoy these conversations.
Oh, thank you. I'm blushing now.
These are good. Great. This is great. This is like a TV show, radio show. I like it. Hey now.
Well, because I do have another side. I have there's two sides to these. There's this channel and there's another channel, and I cover various things. So I'll be
When you
like,
guys get a chance, check out what's going on in Sierra Leone right now. I mean, wow. I mean, that drug thing is going crazy over there right now.
Sierra Leone.
Yeah, that it's a
Okay.
just YouTube what's going on over there with the drug situation now. It's like it's out of control now. And again, I think that just like they still be trying to get control of Haiti because again they send operatives in there and gangs in there. I think they have an agenda so they can get control of Haiti. And I think there's outside forces bringing the drugs in, getting people addicted to drugs, getting people addicted to with this gang violence and whatnot. I think that's an agenda behind a lot of that and whatnot, especially with Africa and everything that it has, its resources. But yeah, that another drug epidemic is taking control over there. And I don't know if they call it Kush or something, but it's out of control right now. They're mixing it with bones and with human bones and some kind of synthetic drugs.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. Funny you say that. I saw that. I was gonna look into it as well. Funny
Yeah,
you say
definitely
that.
check that out. That's something going on over there. I mean, wow.
Yeah. But if you check out the dark side of Ocean Yumi, you'll see what I cover. So I've covered so far because I was covering abuse and I think I just cover various things. I'm not even gonna say I cover. At first, I was covering one particular thing, but then it started going into other directions. So
Right,
I just go with it. If it comes to me 2-3 times, then I say okay, I got to deal with it at one point. So on the dark side, Oceanium, if you go and sub there as well, you will see what
right,
I'm dealing with as well. So there is these type of conversations. I haven't done a panel over there yet because I was away from there for a bit. I'll be more over this side, but I'm trying to go back over there. So
right. Well, I gotta
be
catch up. I'll go back on the page and definitely, look and see, catch up on what I missed and whatnot. Because again, I'm definitely enjoying the channel.
yeah, okay, yeah. So thank you for joining me until the next live, and hopefully I'll get a mixture of you and a woman or however it goes because the last one I spoke to, the last man I spoke to was Alexander, where he was talking about what's gonna happen was a like a kind of prediction. So if you go back, you'll see that
Right,
Alexander and Nico was talking about numbers, numerology, and stuff like that. So there's also Aladdin that was on here. So Amar. There's a few people that's been on my channel. There's a few people where I have done a whole study of cults, so I'm very aware of what's going on with the
right,
cults. The
right.
latest one was Twin Flames. That's the one I did
Oh yeah, definitely
recent.
saw that one. That documentary, exactly.
Yeah, so I've done quite a bit. I've just gotten into the mummy sector last year, so that's why I'm looking on the lady on that lady particularly because she's the one who drew my attention more. And I
Right.
know my subs don't like her. They don't like her.
Ah,
They don't like her
see,
like that. But I think it's because of her vibe and what she gives off. But at the
right,
same time, there is women who's out there who's just like her. So you have
right,
to look at it like that as well. But I don't come at her size. I just look at the children situation because like we all have children. That's how I look at it. So yeah.
exactly. Exactly. And some people get you later straight. They get infatuated by people, and
Mm.
you take these people on as your mentors, your teachers and whatnot, and they just lead you astray.
Yeah. So the next time because I don't strike up panels a lot, but when I do, if something catches my eye, guarantee something like this. I'll like this is how I do it. Okay. So
Yeah, I was enjoying the chat as well, you know. So shout out to your chat and whatnot. And this was a good build.
oh, thank you. Thank you for coming up. Thank you, Sir Drop too, as well. And I'll see you the next one. Oh, should I kick you off? Oh, yeah. Thank you, people, for coming through. I'm not gonna go to 2 hours because my phone is heating up. It's not nice when the phone heat up. And I will see you on my next live or video comment section, whatever, however we talk. And yeah. So let me shout to. Oh, the chat's there. Okay. I thought the chat went, because it blitzed out on me a little bit. So thank you, Planet, Mimi, Mind's Eye, Morbay, Shadow, Wendell, Wendell. So Kemet, Miss Wise. Oh, yeah, Sir Drop. Did I do Sir Drop? Sir Drop. I did Miss Wise. It's Christine. Just saw her. Christine. Susan. Nosy. Got everybody? I think I got everybody. So with that, I will see you on the next live or video or comment section. And I look forward to talking to everybody in however which way capacity. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye.